This.
New beverage.
Alright, here we go. Hello, and welcome to DotaBattles. Every fucking time, man. Tonight, we have two mighty giants standing deep in the pack of giants. Actually, no, these guys are pretty shitty. They're 5th and 6th out of 10.
No.
Not good, you guys. So we have Don't Step on My Dick in 5th place, Planet Hype in 6th place. Going at it tonight. I wish I had the fucking standings. More information on that. Anyway, here representing DotaBattles.com is myself. I am Warbond, or as people call me, Warbond. I had something. Bond. Yeah. And I will be your host tonight. Along with me is my brother,
Despair. Hey, guys.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was waiting for an appropriate amount of tension to be built. Dramatic tension.
No tension. Like, it's, I'm not that worth it. You don't want to set someone up for that just to say, oh, well, it's Despair.
And, well, that's actually what it ended up being.
Yeah, so mission accomplished, really.
Radiant team
We strive for mediocrity, and we're 50%, I'd say.
I was going to say, batting 500.
50% win rate.
Batting 500. A couple of notes here.
Radiant team.
Nope, those are just dick jokes. Alright, never mind.
Radiant team.
Never mind. So we have early picks here, which is how this captain's draft works, where the teams do a couple bans, do a few picks,
Team
play the game for a little bit. I have actually put $100 on Planet Hype because I think they're far more professional than Don't Step on My Dick, but you never know.
No, I put the same amount of money on Don't Step on My Dick because, I mean, honestly, just their name. I feel like they can do no wrong.
Well,
that
actually,
Willa not wants to have sex with us, so how can you turn away from someone like that?
That is true. That is true. Well, if you're going to have sex with him, you do kind of have to turn away from him at some point.
Ooh, good point. I mean, it depends on how in charge I want to be, which is not at all. Turning to the band and to the draft. No. Let's go to the band and the draft now.
I wasn't done.
Look at the bands for Don't Step on My Dick. We've got Outworld Devourer. Is it Devourer now? Destroyer? Obsidian Destroyer? God, that was so long ago, and yet I do not know. Banned, along with the Phantom Lancer. OD, we see banned a lot, which I always agree with.
Yeah, one of the first bans every time.
Yeah, most of the time. On Planet Hype, we've got Death Prophet and Pugna, both great pushers, being banned out. Interesting first pick. Don't Step on My Dick. They went for Wraith King, which, okay. And then they followed it up with an Enigma, great team fight hero, great jungler, also a great pusher, and then Vengeful Spirit, which is an excellent support and even potentially a semi-carry if they really want to get crazy with it. Down on Planet Hype, Visage is picked up, which is awesome. I mean, he's just an awesome support. Dragon Knight, a pretty strong carry, mid-game carry, does really well in mid lane against other heroes that, maybe they're kind of hard to pick against. And then Clockwork, one of my favorite initiators. I love seeing good Clockwork play. What's interesting is looking at the pool of heroes available, and you've got these really popular supports, really strong supports, like Venomancer, not banned, not picked. Bane, same thing, not banned, not picked. Even the Alchemist, who's
we've seen him used to great effect.
He's pretty legit as a support games. And of course as a carry. And maybe we'll see. Who knows? Let's see how these teams round up their lineup.
All right. While you were talking about whatever, I crunched some numbers, and it turns out that 343 goes into 1314 3.83 times, and so I'm actually changing my bet. I need to call my bookie.
Oh, and there's Beastmaster. We saw 343 play Beastmaster, and one of the last game that we casted, the game 2 that we casted with them in it, and then Clinks. I don't know. Like Clinks is very well probably gonna be in the off lane. I like to see Clinks a lot on
10 seconds
against teams that have a bunch of squishy supports. And I'm just not seeing that. Like maybe Venomancer, But we'll see. I mean, they've got a really strong pushing lineup with the Clinks and with the Enigma. Phantom Assassin is going to be the last pick for Planet Hype. And GG. I think Phantom Assassin is the worst. No, I mean, Phantom Assassin she just doesn't seem to do a lot in the early game. It's another one of those heroes, kind of like a farming alchemist, farming carry alchemist, where you're like, okay, well, we'll see you in, 35 or 40 minutes.
Yeah. Well, and again, we have seen that work very well for teams. So it's anybody's game at this point. Let's go ahead and introduce these teams for, I'm going to let you take Don't Suck on My Dick.
Oh, do that thing.
Do suck on my dick. That's actually what DSD stands for.
All right, for Don't Step on My Dick, we've got Die Bear on the Enigma. We've got Dux on the Vengeful Spirit. Will I'm Not as the Wraith King. True story, he is actually a hologram that was the result of the failed Will I Am hologram thing. What was it, 2 years ago? Games decided to make a career in Dota play. On the Beastmaster, we've got 343, just like I expected, and Cromwell is going to be on the Clinks in the off lane, also as I expected.
All right.
Is that everyone? Did I skip anyone?
I wasn't really paying attention, just like always.
Neither was I.
For Planet Hype, we have 1314 on the Visage, Samurai Salmon on Venomancer, Rabbit as Clockwork, Infinite Kappa as Phantom Assassin. That's a great name, by the way.
Here's your Kappas.
Then Modal Soul as Dragon Knight. What are the strategies? What is going on here? What is everybody doing?
It looks like both teams decided that they were going to try to get shit done really early.
So just start off with an early gank?
Yeah, I guess. DSD, they're just kind of sitting there. Oh, they're trying to rotate the mid, maybe get an early kill on Modal Soul and the Dragon Knight. Let's see if it happens. And we've got the stun. Will they be able to follow it up? I think they'll be able to do it. And there's your first blood.
Yeah. 39 seconds. Let me.
Good job. I was questioning what the hell they were actually doing.
That was crazy.
Until they started moving towards the mid lane.
Let me go ahead and write this down. 39 seconds.
Meanwhile, we've got Venomancer and Visage coming over to the top rune spot. Might be able to see. Well, they probably saw Will I'm Not, but they're probably also not going to engage. Although with Venomous Gale, level 1, Venomancer is really good at initiating and slowing people down. Visage, same thing with Soul Assumption, but they've got to have some damage to back that up. Mm-hmm. Which, actually, it could work out really well for Kappa on the Phantom Assassin in the top lane here.
Yeah, and you saw in the middle lane there, going up against the Dragon Knight, that if it hadn't been for all four of them being there, he may have been able to run that one off and actually get away clean. Well, maybe not clean.
Yeah, I don't know about clean.
Modal Soul was shitting himself as he saw 343.
Yeah, and then the bottom lane we've got Clinks and Enigma against the Clockwork here, the safe lane Clockwork, which is interesting. I feel like he's going to have a tough time, but it is a Clockwork. He's pretty survivable with the power cogs just to get himself out of a bad situation, and really all he needs to do, hit level 6, start roaming, set up those wicked team fights.
Yeah, that's something that's really great about Clockwork, with his hookshot and those power cogs. Even if you have no idea it's coming, even if you don't have any sort of forewarning from your team, like you're not on Skype, you have zero communications, that shit goes down. Well, that's how we play generally.
Yeah.
But that shit goes down, and it's a feast offered up on a buffet platter for you.
I love seeing good Clockwork play.
Oh yeah, and it makes things so much easier, especially if you got somebody who can. Who was I playing the one time? Ricky, probably, that fucking faggot.
Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway, I was able to blink in there, and was it where you go around behind him or whatever? Anyway.
Yeah, that sounds like a great story, War.
I'm glad I told it. Get that shit off my chest. It's like being at a Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
You know what? You might as well keep talking about it, because there's really not much going on right now. Clinks is 13-0, Phantom Assassin 16 for 6 as far as last hits and denies. I think that Will I'm Not has got to be feeling kind of iffy about going up there. Same thing with Ducks on the Vengeful Spirit. Just doing some de-warding in the dire jungle. But yeah, I mean, I think both sides are going to be playing kind of passively because of the kill potential. Yeah, Enigma rotating to the middle lane. No Malefice. No Malefice.
Just a little.
Out. Yeah, just a little.
It's on a stroll. All right, did we decide?
Assassin top lane going on Ducks. I cannot believe it. Kappa going man mode on the Vengeful Spirit.
With my thanks.
Which is very, very low health, and turned around and got the kill. Of course, you know, Visage helping out with Soul Assumption. Dragon Knight's got a double damage rune.
Missed it. I think you might be lying.
No, it happened. I promise you. I just caught the tail end of it. I did say top lane though, so be better.
And I went to top lane. I was looking at things.
Radiant's bottom
All right, now we got the two supports, Enigma and Vengeful Spirit, up at the top lane. I mean, Will I'm Not Wraith King. He's not one of those heroes that I'm aware of that, oh, well, you just need levels. He needs some farm, and he is just not getting it right now. Matter of fact, Kappa's going on again. There's a Venom Scale, and there's a Soul Assumption to finish him off. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. He has to be very nervous every time he goes in there. I mean, likewise for the Clockwork Rabbit on the bottom lane. He's 7-3. The Clinks is 17-1. I mean, the Searing Arrows, if anything, is just gonna wreak havoc on his attempts to go up and get farm. But he is 6 now, so I'd really like to see him start moving around. I mean, maybe once and for all, shut down that top lane.
Yeah, I would like for this game to be exciting too. Here we are, 5.5 minutes in. Nothing has really happened yet. A couple of minor hits on some of the Tier 1 towers, but nothing going on really. Nothing too crazy. I mean,
yeah, there have been some kills, but it's definitely nothing that's irrecoverable. Enigma working that jungle. Or maybe he's rotating down mid to try to make something happen. Please? No. Okay. So, how was your day, War?
It was pretty good. Kind of need a new drink right now, but otherwise I think I'm doing all right. The commute sucks, I'll tell you that much.
Dragon Knight picked up, Beastmaster picked up an invisibility room, which I don't know that, like, maybe we'll see him rotate to the top lane. They kind of need it.
Well, I think they're at the point. Point in this game where, I mean, it's still very early on. Looking at the levels here, you got Beastmaster at level 7, and he's the highest. Well, there comes the Dragon Knight as well.
Yeah, there's a Primal Roar, and looks like Phantom Assassin's going to be going down. I mean, that's exactly what I was talking about right there. Beastmaster rotated top, got the Primal Roar off on the Phantom Assassin. That's a great pickup. I mean, anytime you pick up the carry, it's going to be great. But, I mean, they just needed that sort of win on the top lane in general. And now they're going to pressure the tower. Venomancer, don't get bold. And Phantom Assassin comes in. She comes in with Phantom Strike. There's a Soul Assumption on 3-4-3, and he's going to be able to get away.
So are they? Is this a deliberate strategy on DSD's part to push in this way? And like, should they be taking the fight?
Oh, there's a smoke on the dire jungle. So yes, it turns out that it was a deliberate strategy to push the tower a little bit and then back off, because here we've got the smoke. And I mean, sentries don't detect through smoke now. They're going for Modal Soul in the middle lane, and I mean, they start off with the Wraith Fire Blast, the Wraith King stun, and there we go. That is going to be a dead Modal Soul. That Primal Warp Spirit, yeah. I mean, why not blow it? That's kind of like, you know, some people, and I've done this as well in my play, just because I'm not good enough and I don't understand situations a lot of times. You wait for that perfect black hole, or you wait for that perfect primal roar, or that perfect reverse polarity.
And it never comes.
It never comes. And you just, I mean, you waste it by not using it. And 343, I mean, has shown, hey, I will super primal roar one person, and it's gonna be worth it. Because one kill is better than none kills.
Yeah, and overall, like that's what it's all about. It's just getting those numbers. That's all I really want to see. Is I want to see those numbers.
I want to see more numbers. Like, yeah. DSD has shown that they're willing to do some, you know, smoke ganks and some cool rotations, and they've been very good about it. But I want to see more. So, someone on the stream message them and say, let's kick it up a notch, guys.
As I was saying, I think we're still kind of, we got 4 heroes now at level 8. We're still kind of at that point in the game where laning is...
I don't care.
Alright.
There we got 343 on the bottom lane. And then Clink's in behind the tower, and you know what?
Able to TP way up the
yeah, Rabbit on the clockwork. Oh, they saw him. And see, there's another Primal Roar. Just get it out of the way. Fuck it, he needs to die.
Got some shit going on in the top lane. Ducks and Vengeful Spirit.
And here comes
shit, gets caught up by Modal Soul.
Yeah. And that's going to be a dead Enigma.
Is it Die-Bear? D-Bear?
I would say Die-Bear.
Alright.
And
Master run around like mad.
Yeah, 343. What are you doing, buddy? This is very dangerous. Yeah, there's the Phantom Strike. Will I'm not. Oh, the crits come and he gets blown up. But here comes a Resurrect. Will he be able to do anything on it? There's the stun. TP reactions coming in. Here's the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit didn't even need to be there. And so yeah, that's a
good. Kappa goes down.
And they're looking for more.
Trying to get some fuck you hits in. It's going to team up with Samurai Salmon.
And there's the switch from Vengeful Spirit. But yeah, that's a dead Dragon Knight.
It's the destination of Modal Soul.
Venomancer the whole time just hitting it. And I think the poison sting, yeah, the plate wards. Plate wards are going to be able to finish him up. Will Kappa go back in? I want to see it. I want to see some more crits from her. Kappa is likely gonna go for. I almost don't want to say it. Likely gonna go for Battle Fury, just because that's pretty standard. The timing, it needs to be right there. We'll see. I mean, because she's coming up on enough.
Clockwork in the bottom lane. Rabbit desperately trying to run away from Cromwell's Clinks.
Yeah, and Cromwell's going for the Orchid, so that's pretty standard. And then he's going to start moving around a lot more because he's just been farming down to the bottom lane. Oh, Rabbit, you trapped him in, and you're dead.
I quench my arrows.
Meanwhile, 13-14 is trying to set up something in mid with Modal Soul against 343, but 343 just kind of strolls away casually.
Yeah, so let's real quick take a look at the net worth. Clinks, obviously, who's just been farming his ass off in the bottom lane, sitting at 3,900 gold. Phantom Assassin, who is, you know, likewise, although she's taken a spill or two since, she still had a really good, you know, first 8 minutes or so with pretty much uncontested farm up in the top lane because Will I'm Not and the Wraith King was just completely zoned out. And then below him we've got 343 in the Beastmaster, and then Modal Soul on the Dragon Knight sitting at 3,000. Experience graph is looking to be in DSD's favor as well as the gold, but not too much on either side. So, I mean, at 7 and 8, this is one of those situations where, you know, there's not a bounty hunter. Most of the towers are still standing, and so the 7 and 8. Oh, and there's a missed hook shot by Rabbit in the middle lane, but they're still going to go in 3-4-3. There's a defensive Primal Roar. He's going to try to get out of there. There's a TP reaction. Oh, Die-Bear, Malefice. Can they turn it around?
And looks like we got Vengeful Spirit coming in from up top.
Yeah. Let's see.
We're going to make something happen right now.
Yeah, like there we go.
This.
And by the way, meanwhile, Clink's bottom lane still doing his thing. Like, this could end up being a problem. Here you go, Skeleton Walk, he's on his way.
Yeah, with, what's the name of the skill where you shoot the fucking flare out?
Rocket Flare?
Sure, from Clockwork. Exploratory in nature, saying, hey, I'm pretty sure Clinks is still down there.
Getting a little close there, buddy. Of course, Primal Roar is on cooldown right now. We haven't seen a black hole from Diebear, and I'm ready. Okay, we need to do the screaming Toby-Wan black hole. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that because my son's asleep.
I don't even know what that means. Modal Soul chasing down 343. Giant fuck
and
you.
There's a Flame Breath. And
ignoring everything.
And there's the...
Burns him down. Well, I'm not running away.
We
got a couple of dudes.
Oh, there's the Phantom Strike from Kappa, and she secures the kill.
No, they were definitely scared of that one.
Yeah.
Don't step on my dick. Didn't want anything to do with that.
And see, it sucks because they were doing so well. If anything, just from being bunched up and being ready. But I mean, really, they blinked first. They started to move out a little bit. They went to the top rune spot. Modal Soul. I mean, they thought they could do it, and it got turned around on them. But still, Venomancer. Yeah, Venomancer gets picked off up in the dire jungle. So it wasn't a total loss. And still, the kills. I mean, 9-9. This is still anyone's game. But
it was
still super worried about Cromwell and that Clinks.
That Venomancer kill was definitely far more accidental. They just happened to see him and just started fucking with him, and Direbear came in and was pushing Cromwell's cock.
Yes. Just pushing it like a wheelbarrow? What?
Into Samurai Salmon's gaping Venomancer mouth.
Watch out near the Radiant Ancients. Modal Soul. Oh, another missed shot by Rabbit.
That shot is difficult.
Gonna end up going down. Again. Soul Assumption on Divebear, trying to do something. There's the Primal Roar, catches out 13-14. And
the mech to keep everyone alive.
Nope. There's the black hole, but it only catches Samurai Salmon. But not gonna hate, because that's still a kill that they wouldn't have otherwise. No, they super would have had it otherwise. But still, it was black hole, and it was used, and they got a kill off of it.
And it's the same thing as before. Like if you just sit on it, it's not doing anybody any good. If you just sit on it,
you wait for the perfect black hole, you might never throw it. So no, I'm super okay with him using it. And looks like the tier 1 mid's gonna go down. Now we're going. Now it's happening.
This is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Now we're just hunting. Looks like we got a regeneration rune down here.
Yeah, and looking at the XP and gold graph, it's 4,000 and 5,000 respectively, and still dipping in DSD's favor. So, I mean, 16 minutes in, the 4,000, 5,000, not terribly great, not insurmountable, but it's getting to that point where you're like, well...
But even so, if I was just watching this game, had no idea what the graph said, I would not think that the graph in the game...
Kappa going on 3-4-3. And will he be able to get away? Blink Strikes, or Phantom Strike's going to be up in a second. Oh, but then the
Kappa runs into trouble.
Yeah, the Primal Scream into the Malefice. And, yep, here comes Clinks cleaning up. And Modal Soul is not in a happy spot right now. And Visage, likewise, not. Soul Assumption trying to get something out of there. There's Rabbit. Oh, the switch. Was that a Visage switch? That was a Visage switch. That was a pro switch. Oh my god. Ducks. Like, for a second, I didn't even realize what happened. That was a really great switch. Like, that's the sort of switch where you're like, I done good. Like, the game's been worth it for me.
Like, I hope that DSD planned that entire thing out. Just running through the jungle like that, getting people to fucking chase you.
Quite possibly. I mean,
it was running everybody into a trap.
It was a great counter initiation by 343. I mean, he turned around, Primal Roar, and all of a sudden Phantom Assassin is not where she wanted to be. I mean, they all got out by the skin of their dicks, but they still, I mean, what was that, a 4-man wipe?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a really good counter initiate.
Just jogging through the forest and you run into a wall of angry dicks. don't want to run into a wall of anger dicks.
We'll sing.
So, yeah, they're all veiny and shit. That's exactly what happened.
And yeah, now we've got, I mean, you're starting to see the power of the Clinks and the Enigma as far as pushing towers, because all of Planet Hype's Tier 1 towers are down right now, and the gold advantage, although it swung a little bit back into the direction of Planet Hype, it's still 7,500 gold, 7,500 experience. Clinks is looking at 8,300 gold on the net worth charts, with Phantom Assassin behind just under 6,000. And so I feel like we're about to see Cromwell start making some things happen even more. I mean, heretofore he's kind of come in at the last second, or I say at the last second, but he's come in and he's definitely cleaned up. But he will be able to start picking off some people. Venomancer and Visage probably by himself if they get caught out. Even though Visage does have pretty fucking high armor.
Yeah, being that farmed up is definitely going to help out quite a bit for DSD. What should the strategy be from this point, knowing that they have that pretty decent advantage going into these team fights? Should they just keep pushing that? Just be really aggressive, group up, and start slapping some dicks around, or
honestly,
push out some lanes?
Honestly, I think they could play it either way. In middle lane, we got a little bit of skirmish going on here. Let's see if DSD or if 343 can get some power deny. Yeah, the glyph as well as Will I'm Not coming in was enough to push them off, and they will be able to deny that tower. There's a Primal Roar on Rabbit, and he goes down instantly. Will I'm Not just wading in there. There goes Samurai Salmon, and the Black Hole catches Modal Soul Kappa and the familiar, or the Visage Familiars, and Kappa's gonna go down. This
so much shit just
looking
happened
bad.
right there.
Yeah, this is looking bad. I was gonna say DSD right now can do whatever the fuck they want. They can team fight, because as we've just seen again, they can take them, or they can split push, because with Enigma, with Clinks, you can do that as well. Now the bigger question is, what the hell can Planet Hype do right now?
Yeah, I think at most what they need to try for is some decent defense. They need a good team fight. They need to relieve some pressure.
I don't even think they can take a team fight. I think what they need to do is all the supports need to, like, Venomancer, Visage, like, everyone just needs to be kind of roaming around as a group and trying to find farm for Phantom Assassin wherever they can find it. I mean, Phantom Assassin just picked up the Battle Fury. I want to say, I didn't see exactly when, but I want to say within the last 3 minutes. And, I mean, that'll help with farming for sure, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to make the difference in the team fight. And Roshan just goes down, and Wraith King picks up the Aegis, which is fun. There's nothing more annoying than seeing the Wraith King come up 2 times after you've killed him.
Something I was going to say is if Planet Hype has done their homework at all, they will recognize that this aggressive playstyle is kind of a signature mark of DSD, because every single game that I've seen from them, all they do is get angry when you step on their dick.
Yeah.
And that's what I ask you not to.
I like it. I've really been enjoying it. And I mean, you can see Cromwell just a second ago, roaming around by himself, looking for kills, like doing what a Clinks do.
Mm-hmm. And actually, technically, looking at the DotaBattles website, DotaBattles.com, the actual team name is Don't Step on My D *CK, so maybe they're just overly protective of their waterfowl. It's possible.
Stop it.
I wanted to point that out.
Well, what I want to point out right now is the ward coverage.
You're a faggot and everyone hates you.
Well, yes, that too, but I figured you'd get around to naming yourself thus eventually. But I wanted to look at the ward coverage by DSD and the Radiant Jungle. I mean, they kind of know, or at least have the feeling, or who knows, maybe they just really want those sweet, sweet kills. There are wards all over the Radiant side of the map from DSD. And so Phantom Assassin was walking around trying to get a little bit of farm and instantly had to run away because they knew that she was there.
Yeah.
Because the good thing is that Planet Hype also has some defensive wards on their side, and so they
exactly, and
got
that's
caught out unaware.
That's what I was going to say. You can see
And
the
here's
pace
smoke
of this game
by Planet Hype. They're going to go for something.
Wards.
Phantom Assassin comes in. There's a great hook shot by Rabbit on the Ducks, and Ducks gets melted. There's a black hole, catches Samurai Salmon and Modal Soul. And Samurai Salmon is going to go down. Will I'm not.
Will I'm not.
Down. But they got to do it again. This is it's now entered phase 2 of the raid.
Meanwhile, that's
And you know what?
Phase 3 coming up. We got everybody.
Here's Clinks. Oh, Cromwell and 343 to the
DSD rolling in.
And you know what? They made a good show of it, but they got to get out of here. If Modal, no, there's a switch by the Vengeful Spirit. Yeah. They made a really good showing of it. I felt really good about the fight. I mean, even on the back of the black hole, catching out the two of them. But they had to fucking get out of there.
Well, and they were kind of damned going into it with Will I'm Not and that Aegis and having the ability to realign themselves.
Yeah, the Resurrect and the Aegis. I mean, like I said, it's so annoying. But like I said, they were doing a good job of it. We see that the team fight can be there. The Phantom Assassin was doing some good, but she's just going to need more farm.
Yeah,
and yeah, I mean, even
very specific set of circumstances in which the Planet Hype is going to be able to take those team fights.
Yeah, and there's a switch by Ducks onto Rabbit, and Rabbit gets picked off, and this could very well be the GG push, considering, or depending upon who they pick off. And they picked off Kappa, so yeah, that's maybe it.
3-4-3 goes down.
With Flame Breath, but the Dragon Knight also loses his life. There's buyback from the Phantom Assassin. Can Kappa get something? Come on, crits! Oh, coup de grace! Yeah! But Cromwell comes in, and everyone backs up yet again.
Planet Hype's got to be desperate at this point.
Yeah, but okay, so they took that fight that went relatively well. I mean, all things considered, specifically the Resurrection and the Aegis on the Wraith King. They took that fight in the jungle, and then they managed to defend. Now, they had buybacks on Planet Hype side. I think there were some buybacks on DSD side, but more importantly, there was also the Aegis and the Resurrection. So, I mean, I'm feeling a little bit better about their chances. I really am. And I'm hoping that right now they just try to farm and get some items and then go back in. Try to go balls deep with some purpose this time.
So in that case, I'm sure they're very happy about the kills that they got on that last team fight, creating that little bit of breathing space for them to get out there and
I would be
get some items.
Of course, I also don't know. I could be saying there's a chance, and everyone's like, "No, it's impossible." But still, I thought it was good. I thought it was good.
Keep the hope alive. Keep the hope alive. But, I mean, in my personal opinion, because going back to we are not procasters here, I think we're both about to make $100.
And probably some sex, if Will I'm Not.
Yeah, exactly.
The sentient hologram is true to his word.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's probably not cool for YouTube, but you are now a sentient hologram. Gathering up in the Tier 3 mid. This looks like it's going to happen. Do we have Black Holes off cooldown? This they have to worry about.
We got everything up. We're just missing Visages.
Yeah, I mean,
no, he's got his familiars. So
Cromwell's got the Orchid on top of the Monkey King bar on top of the Orchid. DSD, or Will I'm Not, picked up the Armlet, has his BKB now. You know, he did have a very slow start on that top lane just because of the pressure that was being applied to him. But I mean, everyone's looking pretty good actually.
They are gun shy right here.
Well, I mean, I would be too. You've got a Venomancer with the Plague Wards defending the high ground. I mean, really, that's it. You just don't want to be the first one to come in there. You want to get the creep wave, but the Plague Wards are doing a good job of keeping them down to the low ground. I think at some point they're just going to have to fucking YOLO it.
Yeah, and well, it's either that or just try to keep them into the base as much as they can, and then wait for Roshan to come back up, and so that they can go in with an Aegis, but maybe a little while.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere from 1 to 4 minutes. I don't know. They might very well do that. Just kind of keep the lanes pushing. I mean, the bottom lane is pushed out towards the Dire tier 1 bottom, and so I guess that's something that Planet Hype could capitalize on. But here we go. Yep, there's the YOLO from Will and Not. Yep, pops his BKB. Here comes the Primal War on Kappa. Oh, there's the Black Hole, catches Kappa and Rabbit. But DSD is also, or 343 is also going down.
But keeping them alive just another second.
Yeah, no, but then they all pop. And there's a Soul Assumption, or Final Soul Assumption from the Visage.
And there's the GG.
Yeah, and there's the GG. Yeah, and I mean, talking about, well, maybe they can defend and turn it around. I mean, it really did have to be a defense, though. On top of a 5-man wipe like that, there's no coming back from it. But still, I mean, I enjoyed the last few fights from Planet Hype. I think the farm was just too much in favor of Don't Step on My Dick.
Yeah,
but still a good game. I enjoyed it.
You can
16,000 net worth on Clinks.
You can look at these stats here, XP per minute, gold per minute, and you can see everything kind of falls into Don't Step on My Dick's favor.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see what they got for next game.
All right,
let's see some more. I want to see some more of that aggression from Don't Sip on My Dick, and I want to see Planet Hype, kick it up a little bit.
Okay, we will be back after a short break with